Hey guys, this is Rhea, Shadow Moon server, US. I'm here to give you a combat tutorial and give you guys help with PvPing as combat, reforging as combat, gemming as combat, and effectively using cooldowns as combat. For example, I don't have one huge macro. I don't have one huge macro that does adrenaline rush, killing spree, shadow blades, and burst trinket. You shouldn't ever have a macro like that. If you get CC'd, then you just wasted every single offensive cooldown that you macroed. I see a lot of paladins using wings, burst trinket, guardian, and 50% bubble so that they can still do melee attacks but at 50% damage. And all I do is vanish. I just cloak and vanish, and then they wasted everything. And then they have forbearance, so I have like 25 seconds. No, I think it's a minute. I have a minute in which I can just attack him and he can't use any cooldowns. So I think it's important to firstly separately keybind all your special abilities as a combat rogue, just as a combat rogue, because I know there are some classes that do good with macros that combine all the stuff. But so as I said, first off, I'm going to go over my talents, why I have them, and what would happen if I had other talents compared to the other talents available. So, let's begin. Alright, so now I'm going to go over my talents. Subterfuge. Your stealth breaks 3 seconds after dealing or receiving hostile actions, rather than doing so immediately. I like to fit in an ambush, a garret, and a cheap shot, or ambush, cheap shot, or any combination of these three. I find it more useful for crowd control, and shadow focus is definitely good. I have nothing against that. Combat readiness. When I get attacked by a melee or a hunter 5 times, each time I'm getting hit, it's proceeding to do 10% less damage per attack, stacking up to 5 times. Lasts for 20 seconds, but if 10 seconds elapse without any incoming strikes, my state will end. So if a warrior's attacking me, he's going to do 50% less damage eventually. Nerve strike is alright, it's getting buffed, so is deadly throw, but I prefer combat readiness. I have elusiveness. My feint ability reduces all damage taken by 30% for 5 seconds. Leeching death is shit. I hate it. I hate the idea of it. And cheat death isn't efficient enough, because if I'm about to die, then it's because I can't vanish. And if I can't vanish, then I'm going to die anyway. So it's a waste to me, personally. Prep is going to be baseline, but cloak is no longer going to be refreshed from preparation. It's going to be on a 1 minute cooldown. I don't have prep because I'm used to having the mobility, and I don't feel like I should need this in order to be a good rogue, but we're getting it, so yay. Burst of speed's getting a buff. It's going to be 30 energy, and now we have this tier 75. This is for CC. Crowd control effects. Prey on the Weak is good for subtlety, because while your target is stunned, you could do your shadow dance, shadow blades, whatever, and you'll do 10% more damage, and you know that's pretty good from all sources. So if he's being attacked by other people, that's better. I like paralytic poison because it roots my target, so I could sit right here just outside of his melee range. Let's say this is a warrior, and while he's rooted, he can't heroic leap or charge or attack me because I'm just outside of his range. And what warriors like to do is warriors like to fear you as soon as they get out of kidney shots, and then they like to heroic leap and then charge you. But if they heroic leap, I just shadow step. Let's say this guy just heroic leaped, shadow step. this doesn't share a diminishing returns category with kidney shot. And diminishing returns are, say, I use the same effect more than once. You know how sometimes a mage will polymorph a target like 4 times, but on the 5th time it will be immune? That's called diminishing returns. And this doesn't share the same category of diminishing returns as kidney shot does. So this is pretty good, plus the root effect. I normally take dirty tricks if I'm assassination. I have shuriken toss so that I can get my ranged combo points while I'm kiting or being kited, and then I could close gap with my shadow step, and then I could kidney shot and begin attacking immediately. So it's not a bad setup. Versatility is being removed and replaced with cloak and dagger. Anticipation's remaining the same. I don't like it because this way I have no ability to generate combo points from afar, and in this game there's a lot of mobility. A lot of classes are getting mobility buffs, and I think this is essential, and shadow step, pretty essential stuff. Now glyphs. Because I don't have glyph of dirty tricks, I have to take glyph of blind. My blind ability also removes all damage over time effects from the target. If I did not have glyph of blind or dirty tricks, my blinds could break from dots, and that would make my blind useless, when in fact I need my blind. You need it. Either dirty tricks or either glyph of blind. These are mandatory. One of these are mandatory. Absolutely. This is also Mando for me. Glyph of cheap shot increases the duration of cheap shot by 1 second. This will mean that I'm going to have a 4-second cheap shot. And Glyph of Garrett is going to be increased. The silence effect is going to be increased by 1.5 seconds with this glyph. So 4.5 seconds of not being able to cast if you're a caster. Now just imagine being opened up with, let's say you're a priest. I picked priest because they can't blink. So let's say you're a priest. Here's a cheap shot, and then a Garrett. So you're stunned and then you're silenced. So this is about 6 to 7 seconds of crowd control right off my opener. Just right there. And that's a lot of crowd control. So now I'm going to give you reforges. My stats go agility, mastery, critical strike, and then dodge for melees. Specifically melees. It's not like I have gemmed dodge, but if I have mastery and crit on my items, then I'm going to go dodge as my third stat. So I have 15% dodge. It's just a little bit of an increase, but haste is not an important stat. Let me say again, haste is not an important stat, even if you're combat. Do not be fooled. Your haste value goes up so minuscule for every reforge or gem of haste that it's useless. Let me emphasize, haste is not a recommended thing to stack. It does not help you. It does not go up at all, really. It barely goes up. You'd be much better off gemming or reforging to mastery, crit, whatever have you, even dodge. Just haste is just silly. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I have 62% roughly PvP resilience, and I have 45% PvP power. I don't stack PvP power because of the way that it works. So you have to watch other videos to explain it, but I saw something. I've seen a series of videos about this topic, and I'm just not a fan of it anymore. So I have I have 2 dreadful items. I have a dreadful helm and a dreadful trinket, burst trinket, passive trinket, and everything else is malevolent. So I have PvP resilience, everything's enchanted except my swords, which I got recently. So I have PvP resilience, agility, PvP resilience, 80 agility and 160 power, 80 agility and 120 stamina, 80 agility, and 160 hit. 160 agility, 80 agility, and 160 PvP power, and 320 resilience. So those are the gems I have. Okay, so the most important and crucial piece is gameplay. How you play your class, how you play your spec, how you manage your character. Right? Right. So, without further ado, I'm going to go over our passive abilities that you need to pay attention to, and how they work, and what you could do to make them work most efficiently for you. So, we'll begin with looking at our passive abilities, and what they do, and how we can make them work the best way for us. Ambidexterity. Ambidexterity. There we go. Increase the damage you deal with your offhand weapon by 75%. So I have a sword in my offhand. In both hands I have a sword. So this is pretty decent. Good damage, good main attack, good offhand attack damage. Our auto attack damage is pretty good. Very decent. Bandit's Guile. This is one of our most important buffs. Training allows you to recognize and take advantage of the natural ebb and flow of combat. Your Sinister Strike and Revealing Strike abilities increase damage dealt by up to 30%. After reaching this maximum, the effect will fade after 15 seconds and the cycle will begin anew. So there are 3 cycles. There's a 10% damage upgrade cycle, a 20% damage upgrade cycle, and the final cycle, 30% damage upgrade. So the first one is called Shallow Insight, which you'll get after using Sinister Strike a few times. As you can see, it's right there. And I'm just going to keep lobbing and lobbing until I get my buffs going. Moderate Insight, 20%. Now I'm on Deep Insight. This is the bulk of my damage. This is how I get the highest buff. This is my highest buff, and this is where I do my most damage. So 30% there once you swing a little bit, and once you get, into the fight, it'll get deeper and deeper. And the good thing is that compared to Cataclysm, where if you had it on one target and you switched to another target, it would go away. This is no longer the case. If you're attacking this target, and this target's what you build your insight on, and then you shadow step to this guy, you still have that insight. So that's a good, very important buff that we have. Very important change. Next, we have Combat Potency. Gives your successful offhand melee attacks and main gauche attacks a chance to generate 15 energy. Slower offhand weapons have a proportionally higher chance to trigger Combat Potency. Luckily for me, and as it should be for you, I recommend, if you have a sword in your offhand, Combat Potency is going to trigger more frequently, and this is recommended. Detect traps, elusiveness, fleet-footed, 15% movement speed increase by default. Mastery, main gauche. Your main attacks have a 30% chance to grant you an attack that deals damage equal to 120% of a main hand attack. So, you have a chance of dealing an extra 120%. So that's a double. That's double your normal main hand attack plus 1/5. So that's good damage if you get this mastery rating high, which I've been unable to do. Relentless Strikes, which this and Assassination have. Your finishing moves have a 20% chance per combo point to restore 25 energy. So 5 combo points equal a guaranteed 25% energy regain. As you can see right there, 25 energy. So 100% chance if you have 5 combo points. Yeah. Vitality. No, I skipped Restless Blades. Your damaging finishing moves, which are not any moves besides Recuperate and Slice and Dice, will reduce the remaining cooldown of Adrenaline Rush, Killing Spree, Redirect, Shadow Blades, and Sprint by 2 seconds per combo point. So, I'm going to show you a demonstration. This is going to take about a minute, so just be patient and just watch me beat up the dummy. I'm going to pop my cooldowns and get them back with that passive. So keep in mind, every 5 combo points is 10 seconds. 2 seconds per combo point. 2 times 5 is 10. So 10 seconds per offensive finishing move that I use. So I'm going to use my cooldowns and get them back. And I'm just going to show you what that looks like. Whoops. So as you can see, compared to the 3 minutes that killing spree is, compared to the 3 minutes that adrenaline rush is, I have effectively reduced it by about a minute and a half, 1 minute, just by being in combat and just by using offensive finishing moves on my target. So this is the good thing about combat, and honestly I wish that haste had a higher value and that it did more work, because I am energy starved sometimes, just like Subtlety, and unfortunately it's the most painful is Assassination. That would be my Chinese. One moment please. So lastly, I'm going to go over my macros right after I show you how I would take down a target.
That ability isn't enough
So if I had recount up, right there would be about 2 million damage in about a roughly a 15 to 25 second time frame. Alright, so there's 2 things left, macros and add-ons. I'm going to go over my macros first, and then I'm going to show you my add-ons. You'll be able to download these from the description. So here are my macros. I have a few miscellaneous ones. For example, I slash grin when I cheap shot, and what this sap finding macro does is that if you are in a duel or in an arena with a feral or a sort of stealthy of any kind, this is right here. This acquires any target within your radius. You see how my tab targeting is going crazy and I'm pressing this button, which is my sap. This is how I find random stealthies that come within my radius. So if I'm constantly spinning around, I have a somewhat higher chance of finding my target, and if I just keep spamming this button, I'm more likely than just pressing tab and pressing my sap button to find it, because I'm using less fingers and I'm using a gaming mouse, so where I have my keybind is much more convenient and it's faster. It's faster and it's easier to get a sap off. I'm just gonna show you shadow step sap. No, this is shadow step gouge. I no longer have glyph of gouge, and I used to have dirty tricks in glyph of gouge, and I'd shadow step and gouge my target. That's how I used to do that, but I don't have that anymore, so I don't really use this macro. Shadow step kick. Here's my focus. Let's say that shadow step was up, I just go over there and kick him, teleport and kick. Very useful stuff. This is shadow step and sap, which I, use very frequently in PvP. Shadow step kidney shot. So I'm just gonna get my combo points. All in one motion. Didn't have to go press 2. Shift 3 is my shadow step macro. I'd press shift, I'd click it twice, or I'd press it twice and it would shadow step me and then kidney shot. An important one that I have would be redirect kidney shot and focus blind. So I'm going to set this guy as my focus, and I'm gonna actually show you guys how to use focuses first. You go to key bindings, you move down. Yes, you move down. You go to targeting functions, and then you're gonna see focus target and target focus. These are different things. I'm gonna explain what each one is. Focus target makes the target I'm currently facing my focus. This guy is my focus. This one right here. And target focus would redirect me to that target. So if I'm facing the squirrel and I press my focus and I press my target focus button, I'm gonna go right back to my focus. Pretty simple stuff. So you should definitely get that key binded. So while I'm fighting this guy, you're gonna see me blind my other target without switching to him like this, without switching to him like that. This is the usefulness that comes with this macro. As you can see, he's blinded. I did not have to change my target. This makes it very simple. Dumps it down a lot, saves you time, saves you energy. So I also have redirect kidney shot.
It's too far away.
So I redirect into my focus, and without taking off my target, I could stun him. So yeah, I'm gonna show you these macros in the description and also my add-ons. And I'm gonna show you my add-ons that I sometimes use, different add-ons. For now, the add-ons that I have active are as follows. God damn, so much burping. Cooldowns. What this shows is a number on the spell before it's done coming off of cooldown. Pretty efficient, right in your face, don't have to guess. Allows you to plan ahead. Lose control. So I'm going to be attacking this target, and you're going to see the CC that comes on him on his character portrait. You see that kidney shot? Now I'm going to blind him and you're going to see it again.
That ability isn't ready yet.
So you have to you have to just pretty much get these add-ons, I think. I highly recommend them to you. Move anything is how I got my interface like this over here anyways. But if you don't want to move everything, if you like the way your bars are set up, you can still move this over here, and I recommend it, so you don't have to look all the way over here and take your face away from the direction of combat. So let's say I'm fighting these two guys 2v1 and I look all the way over here, I can't see what they're doing right away. So this shows me with ease my combo points on that target, my energy, my health, their debuffs, their buffs, which would come up here, and my focus, which is right above me. So yeah, I recommend you at least move these towards the center so you don't have to look all the way up here, because any time that you're not looking at the center of the screen is a bad time in PvP. So I'm going to go over my optional add-ons. Cool Stealth is Malicious. It's an extra. Plays music while in stealth, ranging from the 007 theme to the Jaws theme to a song by Limp Bizkit when he was like in his late teens, early 20s. Gladius is a arena add-on. Arena enemy unit frames. This displays a lot of information that Gladius is pretty much known for. Gladius is a pretty good arena add-on. Ice HUD is a more visual display of your heads-up display. It shows your energy, it shows your rage, your combo points, your holy power, any of that stuff. It shows it better, more clearly, more precise, more in center. You know what lose control is, you know what move anything is. Roadhouse, just an add-on that displays /say Roadhouse when I get a killing blow, and Roundhouse when I interrupt a spell. Nug combo bar is just a combo bar. Quick rogue info was a bad one. It takes up a lot of latency. It slows you down a little bit. Recount classic dungeon add-on for showing statistics. Tidy plates shows you an alternative resource for your targeting. It shows you different bars for your enemy health and friendly health. This is an entire user face replacement. This changes everything. And then this monitors your stuns. So all these you can download from curse.com. Just go to curse.com and in the search bar search cooldown, search lose control, all that stuff. And as you can see, my rogue is my pride and joy. I don't care about anything else. So that is my summary for how to play your combat rogue efficiently and effectively. What you have to build as a player is your playstyle. Everybody should play unique. Everybody should learn from others but not copy others. There's a huge difference because what works for me will not work for you, and vice versa. But these are suggestions that I have made, and I hope you use these effectively. All of you have a nice day. Thank you so much for watching the video. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I love to get this stuff out there. I love giving back to the World of Warcraft community, and I love helping, and I love being a part of PvP. I love being a part of this. Everybody have a nice day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.